Why these 3 habits and mindsets get men friend zoned with women. I want you to understand that friend zone is actually something that happens to men that don't know these 3 habits and mindsets. And this is something that I've recognized in my practice by coaching over 5,000 men for over 7 years, guys. And I know how to change this around, but I wanted to really tailor this video about the 3 most common things that I've seen men doing that actually gets them friend zoned and actually gets women to not initiate with them anymore or want to be with them. And that's why this video is going to be really important for, I think, any guy. And if this is the first time that you've seen me, hello, my name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and life coach. And I have a team of coaches that I work with that actually help you get empowered and really attract women and be authentic in your life in dating and relationships. So let's get started. The first habit is subconsciously we're chasing this woman. Now, there's a difference between chasing and pursuing, which I've done a whole video about, and I'll link it below in the cards and I'll put it on the watch next video list. But one of the things that I really want you to understand when we get into the subconscious chasing mode is you are telling the woman basically that she is better than you. And this happens on a subconscious level where the sexual desire diminishes and attraction diminishes. And a lot of times men will ask me, what does this mean? How do I chase? Well, it goes into the mindset, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But also when I say that subconsciously you're chasing her, energy cannot be faked. Authenticity cannot be faked. A lot of us think I need to know the perfect line. I need to follow this script so I can get her to kiss me or in bed with her, whatever the case may be. And it's all BS, to be honest with you. It's about how do you stand in your own power and integrity as a man, and who are you, and who do you feel that you deserve in your life and as you as a man. The type of men that get women are the ones that actually have standards and actually uphold integrity for themselves. And I'm going to go a little bit into this. And I'm going to continue to go in on this, what I mean, because I think it's really important. When we are the type of guy that chases women on a conscious level and a subconscious level, what happens is even though you feel like you're not showing it in what you're saying and how much you're texting, but you are over elated in emotions sometimes, and that can build up over time to not make you, the person, you looking in the camera possibly, actually be true to who you are and show up authentically and present with a woman. Because now that you've been going on for a week and having all these thoughts because you really, 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 really want her, and yet you're not entertaining other things in your life possibly, then when she finally shows up, your energy completely shifts possibly. We say wrong things, we do wrong things, we overthink everything. And so then that domino effect just continues to happen. So one of the things that you have to understand is you don't need the biggest muscles to get a woman. You don't need to hit on her friends to get her attention. You don't need to show her off all these women on Instagram. And you don't need to have a lot of women to like you and flaunt it in her face to actually get a woman to chase you. And this is actually, if you're doing this, this is actually a form of manipulation and not being authentic, and actually makes you actually get into approval-seeking behavior because we're doing all these things to actually get something in return. And then this is approval-seeking behavior, which is how so many people, unfortunately, and men have been trained to do this. And I don't know why, because manipulation is not going to get you a girl that you like. Maybe it will in the forefront. It probably won't get you the best woman. It'll probably work on the surface, but it goes beyond just that. And so these psychological tricks, or whatever they may call them, just don't work. They didn't for me. I remember when I was dating and I would literally check out a guy's Instagram. If he was on Instagram with a bunch of women, I would not give him the time of day. Mark my words, I truly would not. Like, I literally thought it was the most appalling thing, because I looked at this as there's something wrong with him. What I wanted was a man that was living with intention, on his purpose, on a mission. When I went to his Instagram, it wasn't flocking bottles, VIP tables, or a bunch of women and drinking every weekend. It was like, things that were actually meaningful if I did look at his Instagram, right? And social media, whatever. And so many of us are always thinking, oh, I got to drive this Ferrari. Let me get this Ferrari so a woman likes me. Yeah, that might help a little bit. But subconsciously, if you're buying a Ferrari for a woman, you are chasing. You see what I mean here? And I can go on about this. And I think it's really important that I really ask you to recognize something within this is I think that there is a stigma that has been created in life for men that of two reasons. One, because if you watch Hollywood movies, it's always the man that has to treat her like a princess and like do all these things and show up on her doorstep. And then all of a sudden he's just amazing. And he has this amazing charisma about him. And he might be looking like, I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio, George Clooney, or Ryan Gosling. So we always think that we have to look like this person, right? Yeah, looks and taking care of your body is very important for you first and for other people because attraction does start first with visual, of course. But the thing about this is, and the reason why I bring this up is because we've created a stigma that men have to treat women like princesses. And so when we think like this, and hold on guys, before you women probably bash me about this too, but there's this stigma in society that has taught men to be trained to teach women like princesses, like in stories in Hollywood and all this stuff. Doesn't mean that you don't respect a woman and you don't invade her personal territory. This has nothing to do with it. What I mean here is you don't just go above and beyond, especially when you don't even know the woman and you're sending her flowers and you're the yes man. You don't disagree. Oh, you worship the ground she walks on. You idolize her. And what happens here is obviously we go consciously into a chasing mode, but then what happens here is the woman will, guys, not be attracted to this, especially in the beginning. Yes, women want respect. Yes, women want you to be cordial. Women just want you to be honest. Women just want you to be you. And women just want to see a man with integrity. And if we can literally cut all the BS that is out there about, oh, you need to have muscles. Oh, you need to have a car. Oh, you need to have money. Like literally, please. Yes, you have to be stable in your life financially and comfortably if you really do want a relationship with a woman. I am never a coach to say you're going to sit on the couch and eat Cheetos but not do anything with your life and you expect a woman to really be in your life in a relationship and cater to your needs. And what are you bringing to the table, right? It's like a job. Right? We can't go into a job that we're not qualified for yet. We got to learn to be qualified for that job. But then when we talk about it in dating and relationships, oh, there's an issue. Oh, this is games. Oh my God, love is so hard. Love is so hard. It's a wall. And it's been formulated and drilled in us so much. And this is what I want to break because women just want you to show up and flirt with them. They want you to tease them. If you want to tease her. If you want to get up from the date and start salsa dancing, do it. If you want to tell her and create an environment of honesty and a natural vibe, do it. Be you. Because creating honesty just makes the woman comfortable. It makes you comfortable. So you don't have to treat her like a princess. All we want is to be treated like a regular woman. This is vital. If you want to actually get some more about common mistakes that men make, real quickly, download my 7 free common mistake ebook that men make when attracting women. That's a free download for you. You can click the link below and get that. So let's go into mindset and habit number 2 that I've seen. You don't show intent appropriately. A lot of times when I say intent, and I'm always thinking of a better word, so comment below after I describe this. I would love to see what you guys would give me as a word that I can start using because I also feel like intent can be confusing. So why? Because when I say intent, it's like you have to show a woman that you like her. People think, oh, you have to tell her you like her. Oh, you have to do this. You have to do. And that's not what I want you guys to think. Intent is completely different. What a lot of men do is they either step into the friend zone because they become the pal or the friend, or they become the perv or the creep. Don't knock me. Let me hear me out. And the reason being is because they haven't formulated a good relationship about showing intent. And so what happens is either we'll overly show intent, the perv creep, right? Or we show no intent at all and it becomes the pal. But what intent truly is not saying, I want to be with you, I like you, you're the most beautiful woman in the world, and blah, 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 right? Showing intent is separating the conversation and letting the woman become feminine in front of you, meaning you separate from a man to woman conversation. And I say this a lot, and I go into depth about this into my algorithm of attraction program. And I want you to actually invest in yourself. If you want to get better and really embody attraction and enhance or change from the inside out and really get to know and attract and be that powerful man and date and become desirable to yourself and other women, I want you to apply and actually sign up for a discovery call with one of our reps and actually see if you're a great fit for the Algorithm of Attraction program with me, my other coaches, and there's so much content, and you can just book a call and it'll be in this link as well. So let me carry on about this. And this is something we teach in the Algorithm of Attraction course. And this is, you're holding off sometimes on your sexual desires. Now, we don't need to go from cold to hot automatically, but we can go still at a cold. So for an example, I always use this cold example and I think this is reason why I use this example is because it's so effective. And I think it gets the point across very fast. So a woman walks out of her house because you're picking her up on a date, right? She's wearing a shirt and she gets in your car and she says, "Oh my God, it's so hot in here. I can just take off my shirt. It's so hot." And you're like, "Oh my God, yeah, it is." And you turn on the AC and you just go off and you drive. Okay, we've become a little bit of the pal. Let me give you an idea of the perv, and then I'm going to give you an idea of intent. She comes in the car and she's like, "I can take off my shirt. It's so hot in here. Wow. It's so hot outside. Wow." And you're like, "Wow, you can't take off your shirt? Well, I think that would be great." And you stare at her boobs and you're like, get uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden you just say something that is not good. And you say something like, "I want to see you naked." And she's like, "Wow, that was a little too much," right? When we go from cold to hot. So you literally, she gets in the car and you're like, "Oh yeah, I want to see you naked." Like, that's a lot, right? If you think about it. So now let's show intent. It comes down to tonality, presence, being comfortable in yourself. She comes into the car and what happens? "Oh my gosh, it's so hot. I can take my shirt off. It's so hot. I can take my clothes off. It's so hot outside, right?" And all of a sudden you put the car in park and you laugh and you go, "Well, I sure wouldn't mind seeing that." And you just look at her and you smile and she's like, "Ah ha ha." You've showed intent. You're not there to be a pal. You're not there to be a perv, but you are there to step into your masculine and get the woman that you want, period. And I want to teach you guys how to do this as a woman myself. I've been in these predicaments, and that's why it's so important for me to do this. And so if you want to do this correctly, then a woman will show you the interest. And also, if you do it correctly, a woman will show you subtle clues and actually get you to escalate with her. And sometimes the clues cannot be so subtle, but you will make the move, because if you don't make the move, she's not going to make the move, guys. And this is why men get in the friend zone, is because they're so shy to make the move. And guess what, guys? 90% of the time, a woman is not going to make the move. And I was just talking about this with some of my girlfriends and actually my coaches, because we discussed this, because I also need to stay fresh. I've been married for 5 years, but I go back and I'm like, did I ever make a move when I was dating a guy? No, maybe if I had like a couple glasses of wine, I made a move. Maybe at a bar, I made a move. And that's typically when a woman would make a move. But other than that, like, I never really made a move on my date. I would get subtle clues. Like, I would get closer to him. I would touch him a little bit. I would ask him deeper questions. I would allude to his flirting. I would stay flirting with him, and I would do things like that and give him really good eye contact. And I would actually be able to step into my feminine. So understand, guys, that if you are asking a woman to make a move on you, you're also asking her to step out of her feminine. And so how does she become seductive and sultry for you? Right? So we have to also create an environment where it's like, let me start making these moves and learning how to do this. And that's why I want you to book a discovery call, because we dive deep into this and I actually teach you guys and show you guys literally how to do this. So the third habit that I want to go into, but before I go into that, I want you to be able to follow me here on Instagram and send me a private message, as I love hearing from you guys as well. I'll put the Instagram handle here because you can catch me on lives and so much good empowering information that I do have in there. So let's get into the third and final habit. Is you make this woman somewhat of your higher power. So you're not independent in your life. So when a woman gives you attention, you literally are like a leash to the attention. And this is not to insult. I'm just kind of giving you what happens, what I've seen happen. And we over focus, where we get into a state of limerence sometimes about this woman. And we get into a state of, which is obsession in some sort, right? And we idolize, where we don't have something bigger than ourselves or bigger than the woman. Women want a man that is on a purpose that is bigger than her. And that is the truth, guys, because then when you get into a relationship, then maybe you can contribute to that together and it brings you both together. But you have to be independent. You have to have your fundamentals of life together. And I think it's really important that you don't look at this and be like, I have to be 100% fundamentally together. No, it just means inside, outside career, business, and purpose. Like, how many times have you invested in your personal development? How many times maybe have you hired a coach or a therapist? We spend so much money on maybe a watch or our outfit or a dinner date, but I truly ask you, because this is a real truth that I see, how many times have you invested in you and your personal journey and your personal development? And this is what helps you get to the steps that you want to be. And so this guy that actually has the fundamentals and independence of his life enjoys his life to the fullest. And actually, he knows he's totally fine if he gets this woman or if he doesn't get this woman, regardless of what happens. So he builds a life that's independent, beyond her or beyond women. And he makes changes in his life constantly to embrace better growth. And he also has abundance and becomes a natural challenge when you have this. You literally don't have to fake it, because when you have this, you become a natural challenge with women. Because I will tell you guys one thing. And one of the things that have attracted me to my husband now, when we were first dating, is he had a mission and a purpose beyond just me. I was used to, at some extent, some men really making me their higher power, and I lost attraction. And sometimes I felt really guilty, because I was like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just like this guy? But typically, there's nothing wrong, because we, as human, we just have to understand human psychology and human behavior. But also, I think there was a bigger aspect to it, of this guy really being the person for me, my husband now. But he was so attractive to me because he had a mission beyond him, and he had a sense of independence. And he gave me the vibe that he wasn't pushing for me. He was just there to show up, have a good time with me, and really didn't think of this as though it had to happen. He would be fine regardless of this. And that's what made me more attracted to him as a woman, and also made me step into more of my feminine. And so with that said, if you play games with women and you want to follow XYZ all the time, and this is why you aren't comfortable with women and you want to date women under this potential, then this is not you. And also too, if you manipulate women and you don't see this as your insecurities, then this isn't for you either. And also too, if you are scared to show your needs and desires, then this is not you either. And this will continue to happen in your relationships. And if you don't feel comfortable around women, then guess what? It's time to embrace this and get comfortable and do the work. If you want me to work with you and really get you to embody attraction and enhance or change you from the inside out, to get you to where you want to be, the confident, powerful man that can meet, attract, date, and have a relationship with a great woman, then click the link below to apply and sign up for a Discovery Breakthrough session to our Algorithm of Attraction program. And see if you're a great fit to work with me, my coaches, and meet other like-minded men that have benefited so much from this program as well. Don't forget to download my free 7 Common Mistake ebook down below here. And also make sure you check out this next video and follow me on Instagram and send me a DM, as I would love to chat with you. Remember, my name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm your dating and relationship coach, and I will see you in the next video below. And remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.